From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, August the 14th, 2025. A missile was launched at Israel from Yemen overnight last night, presumably by the Houthis. The IDF said the Air Force intercepted the missile. No damage or injury was reported. The IDF continues its operations in Gaza, eliminating terrorists and destroying terror infrastructure, as well as efforts for humanitarian aid for Gaza civilians. With an airdrop today, it wrote, of 119 food aid packages or pallets for the residents of Gaza, conducted by the IDF in coordination with Jordan, the United Arab Emirates, Germany, Belgium, France, and Italy. Israel's foreign ministry today lauded the listing of terror group Hamas on the United Nations blacklist for sexual crimes in violent conflicts, included in the UN Secretary General's report released today. The ministry said it confirms what survivors and witnesses of the October 7th Hamas massacre have told us for almost 2 years, stressing these crimes have not ceased. Hostages are still being sexually abused. Let them go now. Hamas terror must end. Earlier this week, Israel's ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, shared that he received from the UN Secretary General a serious accusation against Israel regarding sexual violence against Palestinian detainees. Danon saying the Secretary General has once again chosen to adopt baseless accusations, relying on biased publications. He said the UN should focus on the shocking war crimes of Hamas and the immediate release of all hostages. Israel will not be deterred from defending its citizens and will continue to act in accordance with international law. The 50 hostages who remain held captive by terror group Hamas and other Palestinian terror groups in Gaza have now been captive for 678 days. Well, a follow-up for you now to a story we told you about yesterday that TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival, had uninvited the filmmakers of a documentary about a daring life-saving mission that took place during the October 7th Hamas massacre. TIFF citing issues regarding legal clearance of footage used in the documentary, as well as concerns regarding, it said, significant disruption at the festival. Israel's foreign ministry and a number of Jewish organizations expressed outrage over TIFF excluding the film, as did Toronto City Councillors James Pasternak and Brad Bradford, who wrote, silencing survivors and granting a listed terrorist organization any semblance of legal legitimacy is not neutrality. It is a moral failure. Well, late yesterday, the CEO of TIFF released a statement. In it, he apologizes for any pain that may have been caused and said, I remain committed to working with the filmmaker to meet TIFF's screening requirements to allow the film to be screened at this year's festival. He said, I have asked our legal team to work with the filmmaker on considering all options available. The film, The Road Between Us, The Ultimate Rescue, by Canadian filmmaker Barry Avrich, follows retired Israeli General Noam Tibon's mission to save his family during the Hamas massacre. And in a moving show of remembrance and resilience, thousands took part today in the second annual Nova Healing Concert in Tel Aviv's Yarkon Park, organized by the Nova Tribe Community Association. A range of Israeli artists, including Nova survivor and Eurovision second-place winner Yuval Raphael, performed at the venue. All of the profits from the event will be donated to support the association's mission, it wrote, of remembering our murdered loved ones, supporting the bereaved families, and festival survivors. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, August the 14th at 7 o'clock, Mike Burstyn goes on a star-studded trip down memory lane with his longtime friend Julian Schlossberg. At 8, Jonah Platt is joined by award-winning producer of film, television, and theater, his father, Marc Platt. At 9, Director Jennifer Gelfer and actor John Buffalo Mailer talk about their film, The Second Son. At 10, it's David Harris on defending Israel. At 10:30, an encore of the news. And coming up next, I speak with the CEO of the Anti-Defamation League, Jonathan Greenblatt, on anti-Semitism, the hostage crisis, and other pressing issues. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, August the 14th, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.